Mic test. Oh yeah. What's up? Good to go? Rolling?
Absolutely.
Rolling away. See you soon. Woo!
Alrighty, that works.
Sure. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
So you gotta get one of the feed here.
Alright, we got the mics on.
The mic's on. Very good. Hello, YouTube, Facebook, and the on live audiences here.
And welcome from Chicago on WIIT 88.9 FM, broadcasting live from the Decentralized studio of Illinois Institute of Technology.
And here with our friend the violin, as always, likes to travel with us.
Great. And I'm very excited to hear you play on our show. I've never done this before on Nerdy Nonsense, had a live instrument over there.
Hey, thank you, Jordan. It's great to be here tonight. It was a little fun just now talking about artistic process, about the crypto music channel, and what inspires us, you know, as yourself curating a radio station, times with some blockchain content, what inspires the musical and artistic choices for this space to help awaken a community of educators who, you know, looking to formalize in the mainstream, like we were talking about. And sometimes, like we were saying, an instrument, just like a platform, can be a rallying point. So I could think, yeah, there could be the question, well, which platform, you know, would I like to write, perhaps in the British accent, a melody for today? That was one question. Another question, of course, is I would like to play this instrument today, and the music that comes forth from it, what platform, you know, does that remind me of? So there's a lot of different directions which we can approach this sort of art, right? And then I can go back to an American accent and just chat.
Great. So while over a break while we're playing some music, I mentioned the project Library, right? LDRY. I don't know if our listeners are familiar with Library, but it's a very cool project that it's taken a little bit of time to launch, but they're a decentralized video platform. Content creators get paid directly by their viewers, and it also allows for offline viewing. And it's a very interesting platform. It's already launched. It's made that it's functional.
Wow. And so, do you see, Jordan, that it could be feasible? Something like Library you're describing would overtake what we're seeing, for example, talking about this process of, as an artist hosting on YouTube as a centralized platform, nonetheless with a lot of sort of decentralized ideals. Do you see it as possible that something like Library could scale?
It's possible. As it stands right now, you have to download a program to run it, and that requires a whole setup time. And it's great because it allows them to fully control their own platform, but it does create a barrier to entry versus I can go to youtube.com and pull up content. What I've been seeing it used more of is as a content distribution platform. People who want to keep the files that they're streaming so they can watch them again even if they don't have internet access. In addition to being like just a general archival. Are you familiar with archive.org and the way that can change?
I've heard of this, yeah. For our viewers, live and beyond, in the future and now, could you share?
Sure. Archive.org is a fantastic project. They've been around for a long time. They have a short 25-minute documentary available on the internet. It's about the making of archive.org. And their objective is to archive the internet because historically, libraries burn. It's not exactly a political statement so much as just one based in reality. Historically, people have lost information or intentionally destroyed it. And so archive.org believes in redundant storage and backup of content so that that can never happen again. And Library, I believe, takes that to a platform instead of only browsing archive.org, which has thousands of versions of cached websites from everyone indexable by Google. It's interesting to then have that apply to video, to movies, to music, to whatever people want to upload, and specifically build a platform based around searching for that content and having a subscription fee even of archives.
That's really fascinating to know about, especially for those of us who are actively uploading media content, right? For example, myself, I'm thinking about the latest crypto music YouTube video that we came out with just about 4 days ago with the launch of the Nebulous. Boom, Nebulous. You know,
I don't have my hoodie. I have my sticker.
we got the loyal sticker over there. With that music, I think we've seen some decent attention to it. Naturally, calling developers to use JavaScript to earn big rewards, as they sort of throw out there in the beginning of the video. And I was thinking, well, should I not just post this on Yoku for Chinese audiences and things, if they'll have me, but uploading this channel to decentralized blockchain spaces, and maybe we could just catch this sort of YouTube of future emerging. So it'd be great. Clearly, that's a lot of future combinations of conversations coming together around a sort of comprehensive study of what we're seeing as like these projects you see that seem, for example, take like the Archive project is doing, and then do it in a sense of even then to not just have it hardwired to the internet where there can be more vulnerabilities, but actually bring it into a sense of blockchain storage. Which I confess myself, and I've dived as much as I could deeply in the last half year into understanding the research, but you might have sort of boggles the mind to think how a video could be stored in sort of the mining of blocks. Do you have is there a quick explanation?
So the quick explanation I can have is more about how the benefit of blockchain for this ecosystem works. I have not read their white paper, so I could not tell you in great detail what it is that allows them to host all this content, because video, they're not small files, right? Mm-hmm. It's a good amount of storage. So the blockchain, if it's all stored on the blockchain, is very large, right? Mm-hmm. However, the beauty of blockchain is immutability and the inability to go and delete the past. And what that allows for us in video and other content hosted on libraries, there is functionally not a way to burn that library, right? Because it is a decentralized library, whereas you might be able to say, somehow confiscate every copy of a book. It would be near impossible to do so with a video on that platform.
I see. Whereas if it was purely internet-based storage, is that...
So if it were purely internet-based storage, that means there are companies liable to do that content, which means if someone, say, did not want you to express an opinion about their company, right, they would be able to sue YouTube through the DMCA to take down your video. Mm-hmm. On library, they would have no such entity to take that angle with.
So then, very interesting. And then as that, you could sort of say, it opens Pandora's box.
Absolutely.
Then what does that mean if there were, say, videos which have an inflammatory character and perhaps were, malicious? That are there ways that blockchain communities have democratic tools? I think this is a bit of a low-hanging fruit question. I dare say so myself. That to counter this, then what does check the ethical space of what is the content?
That is a fantastic question, and I think Nebulous runs into this problem as well, right? For how do we handle bad actors in a decentralized space in immutable storage? This is already a problem on Bitcoin's blockchain as well. People have used the immutability of blockchain to store links to pirated content, for example, or to, in some cases, hate speech, unfortunately. And I don't have a great answer to that question. However, I believe that while we are working on the concept of immutable storage and a framework and network for this to exist and be accessible to the public, that it at least allows us the tools to experiment and find out what the answer to the question is.
And it does seem right on from what I'm hearing, thank you for the honesty, that with, for example, NEOs and having the NEO Council, that some of these ecosystems are early enough that we can be, by being part of them, vote, and like it's something like Nebulous, that for things to go to the from sidechain, testnet, onto the mainnet, and also some modifications, and there's constantly amendments happening. So if there's various points where there could be ethical concerns, power imbalances, network, ironically, some early voting pool stakeholdership, then as you can see something like how City of Zion runs their developer community, and then hopefully as we're seeing Nebulous developer community is growing every day now, that then there is this sort of the modicum of the mutual respect through the voting power, and what I think people think is appropriate. And so that seems like a lot of the horizontal leadership that someone like Hirshu of the CEO of Nebulous points to is necessary in this space.
Where I come from it is we always have the problem with the hammer, right? I can use a hammer to smash every window in this room. I can also use a hammer to build a beautiful studio like this one, right? And so the problem that we do solve with immutable storage and archival of content is nothing can be lost. It can only neglect to be found. Whereas we have even immensely popular media that is just truly lost. Several episodes of early Doctor Who, for example, are completely lost. They taped over it, no known backups. In immutable storage, you cannot tape over something effectively because there's no way to modify that file.
It's been sort of viewed such as those in Facebook who are newer to blockchain, with you saying immutability, it's sort of, in that sense, the metaphor is it's already embedded within these libraries. It's been inscribed on the stones.
Right. So rather than content being lost, it could the problem now becomes is that content well indexed enough that people can find it, which I believe is a much easier problem to solve than the ephemerality of media.
Right on, and then of course, right, and when we talk about finding it and having a comprehensive view of data, that's totally probably something that's sort of the key way attracted you and I to Nebulous, and how we met out in San Francisco about a month ago at the mainnet release, right? And speaking of which, I and I'm sure we are looking for developers to collaborate with, for me especially with musical applications. I have some various proposals and projects I'm working on, especially JavaScript, because as we know, the incentive program for JavaScript, and then also TypeScript coming forward, and later in the year, Nebulous will have LLVM, it's Python, C++.
That's what gets me excited. Is that coming? Because I've attempted to build a smart contract in Ethereum and Solidity, and it was just enough of a learning curve that while I was in class, I didn't feel the need to continue. I'm hoping to get that started again this summer. I might even port the project over to Nebulous because of the developer incentive program, and also because I'm a little bit more familiar with JavaScript.
Well, great on. And in your understanding so far, it seems really great that, like, I linked on Lid's video, check it out, everybody. We have some tutorials on there, we have on GitHub. So if you're, say, a developer who knows JavaScript, but doesn't know blockchain fundamentals, have you've seen those tutorials online a little bit?
I've skimmed.
Yeah, because this question is like, a lot of people on here is, well, how difficult is it to, not knowing much about blockchain, but being a JavaScript developer or a coder, how easy, is it to do that? And from what I'm hearing, it's not too bad.
I'm assuming that someone who has, even though I'm involved in crypto education, I do more general, like how the blockchain work stuff. For our company, I do lead web development, so I'm kind of divorced from the course material just slightly, slightly enough that I have not looked too much into developer documentation on how to make these contracts. What I do know is if you read their documentation, they always have very very well documented APIs. I'm building a script right now for trading and finance, and they list all of the functions that the platform supports, right? And I imagine it's similar when you go to a smart contract. If you already have background in coding in JavaScript and then want to build a smart contract on Nebulous, from what I have seen, it would not be too much harder than simply importing a library learning what it does through its documentation. So I've looked at the source code just because I'm curious of a few projects on Neo and Solidity, and as someone who has never coded a smart contract, reading through them, it does make sense to me. So I'm optimistic for the ease of it, for the general development base, even if you're not necessarily in a blockchain interest previously. I think
Low barriers to entry.
Yes, I think they have to model it from the sense of like an in and out, which is something that programmers are already very good at doing. Consider input data, output function, right? I think with just a rudimentary understanding of blockchain, you can probably make a good smart contract. It might not be an incredibly secure smart contract, but that's what organizations like City of Zion are for automating that code before it goes live and immutable on the network.
Hey, speaking of art, I don't think Quantstamp will bloom this summer after all. That's one backed by Y Combinator, which
I'm familiar with Y Combinator. Quantstamp?
check it out.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, QSP, interesting. And we're seeing Matrix AI. I mean, everyone kind of needs smart contract auditing, right? Because that's where there could be the vulnerabilities. So, hey, CEOs who are having less time than most, thought, why not do a little musical demo, as I did put, I think, violin on one of the live streams.
Okay.
Well, to keep the audience fed, they get perhaps, or they just. So I'd be curious. Is there anything that there's we could explore in a moment improvisationally, a melody for a new platform or related to something done before, or I'm curious. I actually haven't done one for Quantstamp, but we were also talking about Nebulous, and so maybe I'll keep it home and I'm going to play melody that has sort of been in me a little bit, thinking about my assignment with the incentive program and wondering next Monday, for those of you we are signed up on nebulous.io, we see, boom, we just heard 2 days ago that 260 people submitted applications, decentralized applications on Nebulous.
That was incredible.
Nebulous just came out, Medium earlier today. And so, we're excited to see when the numbers come in next Monday, what's going on. So cheers, everyone. So let's give it a whirl. Let me know how you think it sounds.
Sure.
And this is for the Nebulous incentive program. So a little violin appreciation.
I'm going to grab the headset so I can hear what it sounds like for our audience.
How's it sounded?
It sounded great. I was checked on the monitor. It sounds really good on the mic.
All right. We're live from Chicago, Illinois. Right? All right.
That's fantastic. It's very, very enjoyable.
Well, cheers. It was on the fiddle end of the spectrum. You could say I was in Glasgow for a moment, where my English sounding self would be very well, because in terms of Irish and English in Scotland, in Glasgow, and these places, I was there for Celtic Connections end of January, early February, staying with some good friends of mine in the band Corn Rock, check them out, great Canadian band. And, why not, right? We asked this question, why not art with blockchain, right? And someone could say, right, why would you DJ radio station? But also, why not give in, right, to these opportunities to be creative, and we see, especially blockchain, this very fertile space to be creative.
And this is right here. This is actually exactly why I like to DJ for a radio show. I previously did internet radio in middle and high school, and I came to college and really wanted to get back into the interaction with an audience kind of aspect of things. And on Nerdy Nonsense, we changed the name to Nerdy Nonsense and Friends 2 years ago because I like to do stuff like this, where I bring someone on, showcase either their music or their favorite songs to listen to, and just kind of like a journaling of that place and time for them. And I always like to give them a recording of the show afterwards. I'm hoping to hear back in 5-10 years from some of our guests and say, hey, that was a really fun time. We came on the radio in Chicago. Maybe I even forgot that I did this thing.
But then it was archived on the blockchain. And now this would be 2025 which we were speaking. And then then it would be old young man. And we'd be like, yeah, man, remember when we were in Chicago on the radio? And where do you think we'd be at that point? We'd maybe be in Singapore, is my guess. And it's 2025. By then, 1 billion cryptocurrency users, and we'd be like, yeah, remember that moment? And so, yes, a lot of being human is about forging these moments. And every day, maybe there's a lot of things we don't choose. We already have these stories we've been born and woken up within. But then there are all those moments of my choice where we can choose to put on a city accent, or something like, I'll start a YouTube channel, or reach out to that friend we've been thinking of, or whatever it is that it feels meaningful and supportive and loving to our world, right?
Absolutely. I'm very happy to hear and kind of the expressive guest. Sometimes I bring a friend on and then they get shy until about the end of the show. So it's always fun to have someone who lights up the room.
Well, you turn on the lights here, buddy. So thank you.
So normally the show ends about midnight. They don't typically kick us out until about 12:30. If you'd like, we can stick around.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. We've got a lot to catch up on, about nebulous. Okay, there's some exciting things going on behind the scenes. So get yourself signed up for this incentive program, right?
Absolutely.
This is unique kind of.
It's imperative that you be an early adopter. Lost my train.
Try with the British accent.
Oh man, I don't.
Oh man, just the vowels. All about the vowels. Synonym vowels.
I actually don't know that. I'm gonna mess this up. Hold on.
So an early adopter. Just don't even think about just the copy what that says. Nebulous adopter. Try it. Don't think. Early adopter.
An early adopter. The nebulous program.
There it is. There it is. Love it. Right. History in the making, ladies and gentlemen. We've been live from Chicago. Oh, what do we got? We got some homies. Shout out in the chat. Thanks for everyone who's been tuning in. We got some folks on Facebook and YouTube. You've been real, and enjoy yourself. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you haven't already, and check out the social media station.
Thank you. And one of the things I like to do when I bring a guest on is for them to play some of their own favorite music. Do you have a song that you'd like to request I can play?
Yes, I would like to request the song of Finally Moving by Pretty Lights, because to me, even this YouTube channel, Crypto Music, in the last 2 months has been quite a push in terms of starting from nothing, my first YouTube channel, and getting now today just over 200 subscribers finally, and I feel like I'm finally moving and this song feels groovy, so I hope you enjoyed this movie.
All right, thank you very much. I'll keep it up and stay tuned.
Stay tuned, rock on, everybody in the old and Facebook and YouTube. Very great. It's been good.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and beyond. Very good. You rock on now. Okay? Yeah. We'll wait for the song to come on first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the outro flow.
I like it.
Feeling.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Crypto and blockchain. Being useful. Just find a way to be useful. Right? Oh yeah. Woo. Alrighty. There we are, live at the radio station, being slightly silly. It's almost midnight, and we're in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. In the Sir Jordan, keeping it live style. What do we got here? I'm gonna give you a yourself and be on. Peace.